The Crimson Court isn't an essential add-on for Darkest Dungeon, but it does give this grim RPG an infusion of new ideas in both battles and at the town level that freshen things up and make you rethink your approach to problems. And of course, more of that awesome narration.
He must be put down.
The biggest new crisis you have to deal with is the Crimson Curse, a near-permanent affliction. Early on, becoming infected by the horrific giant mosquito-borne illness seemed debilitating due to rare supplies of the blood vials that kept characters alive and buffed, but it quickly became a manageable addiction. That's thanks to the new districts, which let you pour a mountain of resources into buildings that give bonuses like specific class abilities or a steady supply of items. One of the cheaper ones allows you to create a supply of blood every week, which instantly relieved all the pressure except for the inventory slot needed to carry a bunch of blood around. A new class, however, keeps on giving. In keeping with the whole blood theme, the Flagellant is great at bleeding and making others bleed. The trick to using him well is to keep him at low health and soaking up damage and debuffs from other party members to increase his stats. He's a great companion to the Occultist, who causes bleeding as he heals. Managing that balance is as complex a challenge as anything in Darkest Dungeon. The new Courtyard area is just as unsettling as the original set, and infested with a whole new faction of blood-sucking insect monsters and some tough new boss characters. However, it's not just more of the same in a new grotesque skin. For starters, there are huge maps that you pretty much have to retreat from and come back to, but are able to pick up where you left off, creating an epic-length quest. Plus, the entire concept of torches operates differently there. You can't just barge in the same way you do elsewhere, and that makes it interesting. Lastly, there's the Fanatic, who's among the nastiest roaming bosses in the dungeon. His status as a random event that only attacks if you have an infected team member makes him rare and mostly an opt-in fight, so it rarely feels unfair. With all of that in play, there's definitely enough new content in the Crimson Court to come back to Darkest Dungeon for. For more on tough games, check out our reviews of Nex Machina, The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, and Nioh.